What is up, Yu-Gi-Oh fans? I am, of course, the Joker, and as the title says, today I am bringing you my DDD OTK budget deck profile. Now, the reason I am bringing you this deck profile today is because to this day, people are still going around saying that DDD decks are dead. I thought the discussion was over, but you know what? People are still bringing it up. Even though I've made a deck profile 2 months ago that worked pretty well, I didn't get actually a lot of hate on it, which I was really happy to see. Even though I've seen so many other deck profiles of the DDD build that work pretty well, people are still going around saying the DDD deck is dead, you might as well not even be playing it, which I can't disagree with more because to me, okay, maybe it's not top meta as it once was, as a lot of decks are, but it's not a deck that's dead. It can still pull off some spicy fun combos, and with this deck profile that I've been able to make that's on a budget, it is really fun to play, and you'll see why, when I get into the extra deck, why this deck is really weird and really random. But this is the budget build, so keep that in mind while you're looking at this deck profile. And as always, if you want to change anything in this deck, it's all personal choice. This is just a template, and this is what works really well for me. So without further ado, let's just get into it for this deck. So with the monster lineup, what I'm running is that triple Ragnarok. This is the main boss monster of the deck that's in the main deck, of course. It helps you pull off a lot of special summons, plus it's a level 8, so you can go for those rank 8 plays. The triple Kepler for that search, because that's what you always want to be doing. You want to be going for the search. You're not going to be using its other effect of popping things back to your hand, but seriously, that search is everything with this deck. And to finish off the Pendulum DDD cards that I'm running the double Thomas because it really helps with the rank 8 plays that I can pull off. You know, I can special out, destroy one of my scales, special summon Ragnarok, and do a lot more plays from there. Now, with my original build, I was running Copernicus and all that. Sadly, I'm actually not running that anymore because I didn't find it viable enough. We're trying to go for a lot of OTK, so I've decided against using that. And I'm not running DDD Ghost with this deck profile build. I do know it's a nice card. I just personally don't like running it that much. But if you are one of those people that like running it, as I've said, it is all personal choice. And really, if there is a particular thing that isn't working for you, you know, you can always switch it out, but this is the build that works for me. So moving on with the monster lineup, I am of course still running the triple Swell Slime, the triple Necro, and that triple Lamia, because this is what's pulling off a lot of your combos. These are your fusion cards, and these are the cards that help you go into those synchros, which is what you want. And for the last monster card, I am of course running the playset of Gofu, because Gofu in this deck is absolutely amazing. Until we get that generic dark monster, you know, we got to be running Gofu to go into our links. Even if we get a dark generic monster for this deck, hell, I would still personally like to run Gofu because Gofu is the easiest way to get into your link monsters. And if you don't have the viability in your deck to easily go into your link monsters a lot, seriously, just run the playset of Gofu until it gets ban limited or whatever. Seriously, just pick it up. It is pretty cheap, so pick it up as quick as you can and just run it in whatever deck you want to run that relies on the extra deck a lot. So that is it for the main monsters. Moving on to the spell lineup, and of course there are no traps in this deck as is the OTK build, but you know, this is just my personal preference. There are some traps in my side deck which I will be showing later, but for the spell lineup, what I'm running is that triple Dark Contract with the Gate because it is the Searcher, the double Dark Contract with the Swamp King because it helps you get those more fusions, and those are the only Dark Contracts I run. As I said, I'm not running into traps, so I'm not running Witch. I'm not running the other fusion one because I don't use it enough, so those are the only 5 contract cards that I use in this deck. Now moving on to some draw power in this deck, I am of course running the triple Allure, the triple Into the Void, and the triple Pot of Desires because that plus draw is always great with Pot of Desires. Into the Void, it helps this deck go down to a 37 card deck, and Allure of Darkness I decided to put in and take out the Dark World dealings because I wasn't using Dark World dealings enough. So that's it for the draw power in this deck. Pretty much for the last cards, I'm running for back row removal that double Twin Twister. For board wipe, I'm running that 1 Dark Hole and the 1 Regeki that we can run. And the 1 Foolish and the 1 for 1 because I can send any of the DVDs I want into the graveyard. Half the time it's Necro and all that. Or I can use 1 for 1 and just bring out Lamia or Savant if I really want to go for all those different plays. So that's it for the main deck. Moving on to the extra deck. Now this is where it gets a little bit random. Keep in mind this isn't the budget build. So I will be pointing out some advice things. You know, we haven't been able to get the High King Genghis cards. We haven't got them yet. Which really does suck. If we got them, this deck would be a lot better. But you know, this is just a few extra deck cards that really do work well with this deck. And they're of course the double Genghis, because Genghis is amazing. If you want to run a triple Genghis, go right ahead. It's a really nice card to run. The one Arc, because it's just that other nice card that we can always use. The one Beowulf, because we can easily fusion into this after we've done a lot of our fusions. Half the time we've still got an extra fusion that we can probably always do. So that's why I run the Beowulf. Then for my synchros, I'm running that one Formless Synchron for that little bit of draw. Plus, we can still do the Genghis and Formless Synchron play to go for those level 8s. The one Meteor Burst, because you can special out your Pendulum. The one Alexander for that play, of course. The one Stardust Dragon, because I do not have Psyframe Omega, nor do I have Clearwing Synchro Dragon. If I did, yes, I would be taking them out. I would be taking Stardust Dragon out for either one of them, because they are just a better choice. But as I said, this is the budget build and what I've been able to get. And then for our last synchro, of course you're running that one Siegfried, because Siegfried is just amazing, doing a lot of negating. And as I said, if you've got the Clearwing Synchro Dragon and all that, take out Stardust, and you got the epic plays right there. And then for our only one XZ monster, I'm only running that Hope Harbinger. I was running DDD King for a while, but I've decided against using that, because with this OTK build, I only really ever brought out the one Hope Harbinger, so that's why I've decided to just put down my XZ monsters to the one that I use the most. Now moving on to the link lineup, and there are a lot of links in this deck, but it does really help this deck with go through and all that until we get those generic dark monsters. As I said, this is the lineup I'm running. I am running that double Link Spider, because I run the one Mrs. Radiant. This really does help with a few plays that I've been able to come up with. I can go for Gofu, Gofu, Link Spider, Mrs. Radiant. Then I can potentially use that Gofu and another monster to go for Proxy, so I've got more Link Zones. And then at the very end of it, if I really wanted to, I'm actually running that one Decode for a little bit of power. So that's it for the main and extra deck. Moving on to the last part of this deck, which is the side deck. And as I've said in previous videos, it is all, of course, all personal choice. It depends on what you face at your current locals. If there is any deck that you don't know what to face against, or don't know what to use against them in a particular way, feel free to comment down below. And of course, as always, I'll be happy to help you out as much as I can, because that's what I'm here to do. Well, with this side deck, here are some options that you can run. You know, of course, running that Kaiju is everything with a lot of decks these days. I've just chosen to go for Radiant because it's the Allure target. Then that double Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to get around those annoying cards. The one Maxi if you want to get that draw power. The triple Denko Sekka, because I feel set heavy decks are coming in a lot now. You know, so Denko Sekka, it's really great against Trickstar decks and all that, so that's a really nice card to just run against them, or if they're running Burn and all that, which I do feel, apart from Spirals coming into the meta and all that, I feel at this point of time of making this video that Tricksters are still going to be pretty meta and all that, and so are going to be a lot of the Burn decks. Those are the ones you've got to watch out for. So that's why I've decided to put in Denko Sekka as well as double Royal Decree, so I don't have to deal with those particular cards. And then for my last cards, I'm running that double Dimensional Barrier, and to stop my opponent's monsters, if I really want to go into it in the second game, the double Solemn Strike and the one Solemn Warning. Now that of course ends it for this deck profile video on my DDD OTK budget deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, make sure to smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel for more content like this. And as always, if there is any other deck that you would like me to make, feel free to comment down below, and of course I'll be happy to help you out as much as I can, as quick as I can. And as a little bonus, if you guys want me to actually make a video of this deck, of having test hands or just some fun combos you can do with this deck, or any deck that I've made in the past, if you want to see that, feel free to comment down below, and of course I'll be happy to make that video for you guys, because that's what I'm here to do. Giving you tips, giving you help is what I love doing, so that's what I'm going to continue doing as much as I can, hopefully helping you guys out as much as I can. Now of course that ends it for this video. Until the next one, have fun dueling, and that is it for the Joker.